Hey guys, welcome to Zao Body today. My name is Sarah and I'm glad you're with me. We're going to get into the shoulders today. And if you happen to be really, tend to be tense in the shoulders, and we generally know when we hold our shoulders up, you get that maybe headache or the tenseness around the back and you just want to feel like you can dig into the shoulder blades, we're going to work in that area. So we're going to build a little more flexibility. My friends out there who are quite flexible and you have no tension in the shoulders, this is your opportunity to build a little bit of strength in that flexibility. So as always, yoga is about yoking those two opposites, finding that wholeness in the strength and the flexibility. So let's get to it with a few exercises today. We're going to start by sitting on our bum, feet out in front of you, and hands behind you. Face your fingertips so they're facing the same direction of your toes. And the hands are a little bit behind the bum and out with the length of the width of the shoulders. Then just check your feet. Notice if they're doing funny things down there because the feet happen to have a mind of their own. So put your mind into your feet and make sure your heels are in line with your sit bones. Okay, so from there, all I want you to do is lift your hips an inch. So this is where we build a little bit of strength with a little bit of flexibility. As the hips hover an inch, I want you to start to feel, how much tension are you putting in your arms? Can you let your heels of the hands press and let some of the weight just descend? And from there, roll your shoulder heads back just an inch. See if you can find a little more space dropping out of the low back. From there, send your hips towards your heels. So this is like you're on one of those, moving like vertical escalators at the airport, and you're still hovering. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I'm hovering my bum off the floor. Begin to bend your elbows a little bit, and if the shoulder heads start to round forward, I want you to keep drawing the shoulder heads back, but keep bending the elbows. So you're making more of a 90-degree angle. You're getting a stretch through the underside of the armpits a little bit. My tail is kind of tucked under me, and so now I want to lengthen my chest and lift it and start to press my triceps, squeeze the backs of the arms straight. And from there, lift your hips to the sky. Nose is pointing straight up to the ceiling and the chin is drawing long down toward the navel. Just take a little quick peek. Look at the knees. This might actually help you to activate your belly button as you look down toward your belly. So feel that kind of extra little bit of lift and then look up to the sky. Now imagine you're spinning your hands out like dials. Breathe into your palms. Feel the floor holding you up. Take one more big in-breath. Let the breath fill the spaces in the shoulders, and as you exhale, slowly, 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 slowly let yourself descend. Press into your heels, press into your hands. Sit your bum on the floor, and then as slowly as you can, peel your hands off the ground like stickers peeling off an apple. And from there, let your shoulders rotate back to neutral. Does that feel good? Hands to the shins. Balance on your bum for a minute. So lean back. And here, I want you to be really active. So you're not just kind of hanging out here. Your shins are pressing so dynamically into your hands, and your hands are pulling back so much that you're squeezed into this space. There's this vacuuming sensation happening in your middle. And from there, float your fingertips forward, palms face each other. So we're hovering in a little bit of a sneak attack Navasana, but you're just letting your feet kind of rest. In fact, go ahead and see if you can keep your ankles loose. So you're swimming your feet. From there, just get really still for a moment. Feel your armpits wrap down, feel your biceps lift up. And it's like you're pressing down on a table with your arm. Active length through the arms, especially the upper arm bones. Take one more big in-breath here. And then as you exhale, cross your legs, roll over onto your palms, come onto your hands and knees, and walk yourself down into a Sphinx pose. So you're just lying on your belly. Bring your elbows right underneath your shoulder heads. It's hard to see from your own vantage point. You might have your elbows back and you're kind of stuck down low, or the elbows might be too far in front of you. So really see if you can find that stacking. And the more we stack, the more we find alignment, the more solid we are in our foundation. like a well-built building, where like, a table, it doesn't have to hold up a book. It's built so that you can rest any number of objects on it. The table isn't muscling, right? It's just being. Okay, so from here, feel your shoulder heads draw back. And avoid the temptation to look up to lift your chest. This is collapsing the back of the neck. So rather think of lifting through the crown of the head. The throat is wide open. Feel your belly press into the ground as you breathe in. And as you exhale, feel your belly lift ever so slightly away from the mat. Reach through your toes, spin your inner thighs up, enliven the whole leg 360 degrees. Find one point to fix your gaze. From here, start to sink your chest below your shoulders. This is what we tend to do throughout the day as we get tired. We collapse and we round. I don't know if you can see it, but my neck is like in my chest. It's not a very lovely sensation. So feel the opposite happen, but as you're down low, let your shoulder heads roll back. Look down a little bit and then press into your forearms. Find that regalness, find that expansion in the chest. Take one more big in breath here. Breathe into your low back. And as you exhale, tuck your chin in, look to your navel. We're going to lift up. Lift up, lift up. Lift your thighs. Peek underneath toward your toes. And then see if you can find one long line. So lift the back of the neck like a puppy being pulled up by the neck. One more big breath. Set it all down. Knees first. Belly still taut. And slowly let the belly come down toward the floor. Okay, one more, guys. How are you feeling? Hands down to the ground by your ribs. Press yourself up. And we're going to stretch back to downward facing puppy. So from here, your knees and hips are stacked. Again, it's hard to see, but notice if you tend to lean too far back or too far forward. And start to walk your fingertips out. Now, what we tend to do in yoga, because we're always looking for the bendy, 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 is we tend to let's make it really big and splashy, and we start to collapse our chest. And if you have this mobility, fine, great. It's a nice mobility to have in the spine, but then turn on a little bit of strength and start to lift up your chest so it's more like you're kickstanding your hands. Let your chin rest toward your navel so that the neck is in line with your arms. And if this is already a lot for you in the shoulders, if you happen to be really tight here and you're collapsing into your shoulder capsule, guys, think of rolling your elbows down and pressing so firmly into your hands that your hips tilt up. If you have tenderness in the knees, I want you to press into your shins, press in the tops of your feet so that you're actually not even on your patella bones. You're not even on your knees. You're at the very base of the shins. One more breath here. Throat is hollow, eyes are soft, jaw is relaxed. As you exhale, do go ahead and sink a tiny bit. Then draw yourself up and out of it as you inhale. So a little more dynamic. One more time. Exhale. Let the chest sink a little bit. Feel the arms catch. And inhale. Buoy yourself up by pressing with the palms. Walk your hands underneath you. Go ahead and curl the toes and sit back on the heels. Just a little tiny stretch for the feet. If this is too much, you can stand up on your knees. Otherwise, do go for that lovely little stretch. The feet will thank you for it. Find a neutral position in your spine. Feel your shoulders stack over your hips. Neither tilted forward with the tail out or rolled under. So always doing our best just to find that center line. Take a moment. Let your eyes soften, maybe close. Feel your breath expand from your rib cage, three-dimensionally in every direction. And as you exhale, just relax the shoulders. Arms up to the sky, let them float. Take the doing out of the work and just be in your arms, be in your chest, be in your legs, be in your feet. And exhale, hands to prayer. Thank you guys for showing up today. That's the work. Try it, play with it, have fun. We'll be doing more with shoulders. All right, take care. Namaste.